Alex Carter never thought his college life would change the world. He was just another tired student, juggling essays, late-night coffee, and noisy hallways. The dormitory was old, the walls thin, the carpet stained by years of careless footsteps. That night, everything seemed normal. The campus outside was quiet, the sky clear, the city lights faint in the distance. Students laughed somewhere down the hall. A TV murmured through a closed door, but Alex lay awake in his room. Staring at the ceiling, something was wrong. It was almost midnight when he heard a faint hum. Low and steady, vibrating through the wall that separated his room from his roommates. At first, he thought it was a fan or maybe some new speaker, but the sound wasn't steady. It pulsed, rising and falling like a heartbeat. And beneath it, a voice, not English. Not any language Alex had ever heard. The syllables were sharp and strange, layered in a way that made his skin crawl. Alex sat up, heart racing. His roommate Rin was always quiet, always polite. He studied late, kept to himself, and never caused trouble. But this sound, it was nothing human. Curiosity and fear tangled in Alex's chest. He slid out of bed and stepped into the hallway. The light under Rin's door wasn't normal. It wasn't yellow or white. It was cold, blue, and shifting like water, rippling under a frozen lake. Alex's hand hovered over the doorknob. His instinct screamed, "Don't open it." But his curiosity was stronger. He pushed the door. The door creaked open just enough for Alex to see, and what he saw froze him in place. The room no longer looked like a dorm. The posters and books were still there. But floating above the desk was a sphere of light metallic, covered in glowing symbols that shifted every second. It spun slowly in the air, humming with power and Rin. Rin wasn't human. His skin shimmered, silver blue under the glow. His eyes blazed with cold light burning from within. His hands moved in sharp motions, guiding the sphere, commanding it. His whole body looked different, sharper, more alive than anything Alex had ever seen. Alex's breath caught in his throat. He wanted to step back, to run. But the floor creaked. Rin turned. His glowing eyes locked onto Alex's. For a heartbeat, the room went silent. The sphere collapsed into itself, vanishing with a crackle of energy. The lights died. The only sound was Alex's racing heart. "Rin," Alex whispered. Rin's face tightened. His voice was calm but heavy. "You weren't supposed to see this." Alex stumbled back. What are you? What is this?" Rin stood slowly, his form flickering, half human, half something else. His voice was steady, but filled with tension. "I am not from here. Not from Earth." Alex's mouth went dry. His mind scrambled for answers. Government experiment, elaborate prank, a dream. Anything but the truth staring at him. "You're an alien?" Rin hesitated, then nodded. "Yes. My people call ourselves the Velen. We watch. We do not interfere, but—" He looked away, eyes dimming. "I broke that rule." Alex's head spun. His knees felt weak. "Why Earth? Why live with me?" Rin's voice lowered. "Because humanity is different. Your kind should not exist like this." And now, his glowing eyes flicked to the window, narrowing. "They know I've stayed too long." Before Alex could speak, the room lit up. A red glow spilled through the window, followed by a deep, rumbling boom. The walls shook. Glass rattled. Alex rushed to the window and froze. The sky was on fire. 3 massive shapes descended through the clouds, glowing red, their engines tearing the night apart. They weren't planes. They weren't meteors. They were ships, alien ships, black and angular, each larger than the dorm itself. Students poured out of the building below, screaming, pointing phones at the sky. Sirens blared across the city. Alex's chest tightened. What is that?" Rin's face went pale, his silver blue skin flickering again. His voice was grim. "They are hunters. They came for me." But now, his eyes met Alex's, heavy with guilt. "They will kill everyone who has seen me." The first ship struck the ground at the edge of campus. The explosion ripped through the earth, windows shattering, fire spreading fast. Students screamed as debris rained from the sky. Alex fell back from the window, his ears ringing. The building shook again as another blast hit nearby. Rin grabbed his arm. "We must go now." They ran into the hall as students screamed and shoved past them. The lights flickered, sparks raining from broken wires. The ground shook with each step. A new sound joined the chaos-heavy footsteps. Alex looked down the hall and froze. 3 figures marched through the smoke. They were tall, armored in glowing red suits, weapons humming with energy. Their heads were smooth helmets, their movements precise and mechanical. Hunter Rin's grip on Alex's arm tightened. His voice was sharp. "If they see you with me, you will die. Stay back." Alex's heart pounded. He wanted to run, to hide, but his body locked in place. He watched as the hunters scanned the hall, their weapons glowing brighter, and then, without hesitation, they fired. The blast tore through the wall, ripping the hallway apart. Students screamed, ducking for cover. Smoke and fire filled the air. Alex dove behind a broken doorframe, coughing, his chest burning. He looked at Rin, who stood tall, his sphere pulsing with blue light. The hunters advanced, their armor glowing, their weapons humming. Rin raised his hand. The sphere expanded, energy racing across the walls. A shimmering shield erupted, blocking the next blast. The hall shook, dust raining from the ceiling. Alex's eyes widened. Rin wasn't just strange, he was powerful. But the hunters didn't stop. They moved closer, step by step, their weapons charging again. Alex's throat was dry. He whispered to himself, "This isn't possible. This isn't real." But it was. The war had found them. Rin shouted over the noise. "Go, Alex. Get out." But Alex didn't move. Something inside him snapped, fear, anger, survival, all twisting together. He grabbed a broken metal pipe from the rubble, his hands shaking, his chest tight. His brain screamed at him that it was useless, that no human could fight something like this. But his heart refused to stay still. He stepped forward. The first hunter turned, its glowing slit of an eye locking onto him. The weapon aimed, Alex gripped the pipe tighter. His voice was low but steady. "Then come and get me." The hunter fired. The blast filled the hallway with fire and smoke. Alex swung the pipe with all his strength. Sparks exploded as metal struck metal. The weapon shattered, tumbling to the ground. The hunter froze, its head tilting in shock. Rin's glowing eyes widened. His voice was almost a whisper. This is why they fear you." The hall shook again as more hunters entered the building. The walls cracked, the floor trembled. Alex stood, gripping the broken pipe, his chest heaving, his eyes burning with defiance. The moment was clear. This wasn't just survival anymore. This was the beginning of war. Smoke filled the air. The dormitory hallway burned, walls cracked, lights flickering. Screams of terrified students echoed through the building. Alex Carter stood frozen, clutching a broken pipe in his bleeding hands. In front of him lay the shattered weapon of a Hunter-an alien soldier clad in glowing armor. Sparks still danced across the floor where Alex had struck it. For one brief second, everything was silent. Then the hunter's head snapped toward him. Its glowing slit of an eye burned like fire. It rose to its full height, towering over him, armor hissing, weaponless but still deadly. Alex's throat was dry. His body trembled. But he raised the pipe again, defiance blazing in his eyes. Behind him, Rin, his roommate, no longer human, but revealed as something alien, raised his glowing sphere. Blue light shimmered around them, pushing back the smoke. The hunter roared, and more footsteps shook the hall. 3 more hunters appeared through the haze, weapons humming, their red light filling the corridor. Alex whispered to himself, "Oh God, there's more." The hunters advanced, their weapons glowing brighter. Rin grabbed Alex's arm. "We can't fight them all, move." Alex stumbled as Rin pulled him down the corridor. The floor shook beneath their feet, fire eating through the walls. Students ran past them, terrified, some crying, some frozen in shock. A blast tore through the ceiling. Concrete collapsed, cutting off the path behind them. Hunters fired, their beams carving holes through doors and walls. Alex and Rin dove into the stairwell. The door slammed shut as a blast struck it.
Ow.
Metal glowing red-hot. They scrambled down the steps, coughing through the smoke. Alex's ribs ached, his lungs burned, but adrenaline kept him moving. "What the hell is going on, Rin?" Alex shouted. "What are they? What are you?" Rin's glowing eyes flicked to him, guilt and fear shining inside them. His voice was grim. "They are here for me. But now. They will kill you too." They burst into the lobby, flames crackling around them. The glass doors had shattered, shards scattered across the floor. Outside, the night was chaos ships hovered above campus. Hunters stormed the grounds, students fleeing like ants under attack. Rin pulled Alex into the shadow of a collapsed wall. The blue glow of his sphere dimmed, as if saving its strength. His face flickered again, half human, half alien skin, metallic, eyes burning silver blue. Alex's chest heaved. His voice cracked. "Tell me the truth, Rin. No more lies. What are you?" Rin hesitated, his jaw tight. He looked toward the burning sky, then back at Alex. "I am not from Earth," he said softly. "My people are the Velen. We live among the stars. We are observers, watchers. We were sent to study you." Alex's stomach dropped. "Study us? Why?" Rin's eyes dimmed. "Because humanity should not exist this way. You are too strong, too adaptable, too dangerous." Alex shook his head, backing away. His voice rose raw with disbelief. "Dangerous? We're students. We're just people living our lives. How can we scare anyone?" Rin's expression was sorrowful. His metallic skin shimmered as his disguise flickered again. "Because you survive things that should have killed you. Your world is violent, unstable, unforgiving. No other species thrives on a death world. But you did. You not only survived, you thrived. You built cities, machines, weapons. You turned chaos into strength. My people. Fear what you might become." Alex's heart pounded. His mind spun with images, wars, disasters, plagues, and how humanity had always come back stronger. He wanted to deny it, to call Rin a liar. But deep down, he knew. Rin's glowing eyes locked on his. "They sent me to watch you, to see if the fear was true, but I stayed too long. And now, the hunters are here to erase me, and to erase anyone who knows the truth." The ground shook as the glass doors shattered. A hunter stepped into the lobby, its armor glowing red, its weapon humming. Behind it, two more entered, scanning the room with mechanical precision. Alex's stomach lurched. He tightened his grip on the pipe. Rin rose to his full height, the sphere glowing again. His voice dropped into a low growl. "Stay behind me," the first hunter fired. The beam struck Rin's shield, sparks flying. The lobby shook with the impact. Alex ducked, covering his head. Rin pushed back, the sphere pulsing, blue light clashing against red energy. The second hunter advanced. Alex's instincts screamed at him. Without thinking, he hurled a broken chair leg. It struck the alien's weapon, knocking it off aim. The blast fired into the ceiling, showering debris. The hunter turned its burning gaze on him. Alex froze. His chest tightened. He whispered, "I'm dead." But Rin shouted a word in his alien tongue, the sphere blazing. Blue lightning surged into the hunter, crackling across its armor. It convulsed, collapsing to the ground. Alex gasped, heart racing. His hands trembled around the pipe. Rin glanced back at him. "This is why they fear you. Even without weapons, you fight." The third hunter raised its weapon. Rin pulled Alex toward the back door, energy blasts chasing them. The lobby erupted in fire and dust as they crashed through into the night. The campus was chaos. Students scattered across the fields, some screaming, some too shocked to move. Alien ships hovered low, beams of red light sweeping the ground. Hunters stalked the shadows, weapons firing into fleeing crowds. Alex's stomach turned. They're killing everyone. Rin's voice was grim. They leave no witnesses. They ducked behind a fallen tree as a beam scorched the ground nearby. Alex gripped his pipe tighter, his eyes burning with fury. They can't just do this. This is our world. Rin's glowing eyes met his. Then fight for it. A hunter broke from the pack, scanning with its weapon. Its glowing gaze swept toward their hiding spot. Alex's breath caught. His body trembled. But instead of hiding, he stepped out, pipe in hand. The hunter froze.
Ow!
Tilting its head, Alex shouted, his voice hoarse but defiant. This is Earth. You don't get to take it. The hunter raised its weapon. Alex charged. He swung the pipe with all his strength, striking the weapon. Sparks exploded as it cracked, the blast dying in its core. He swung again, slamming into the alien's helmet. The hunter staggered back. Roaring, Rin's sphere pulsed, energy racing into the alien's armor. It collapsed, smoke pouring from its joints. Alex stood over it, chest heaving, his hands shaking. His heart thundered in his ears. He had done it again. He had stood against monsters and lived. Rin stepped beside him, his voice low but filled with awe. Do you see now? This is what my people fear. Alone, you are fragile. But together, you are unstoppable. You take scraps, chaos, nothing, and make it into survival. Alex's chest burned with fear, anger, and pride. He looked at the hunters swarming the campus, at the ships glowing above. At the students running for their lives, he tightened his grip on the pipe. Then they're going to. Learn what happens when they push us. Rin's glowing eyes softened. His voice was steady. And this is only the beginning. The ground shook again. Alex and Rin looked up as the largest ship descended lower, its shadow swallowing the campus. Its red lights blazed brighter, casting the ruins in crimson. Rin's face went pale. His voice trembled. The Inquisitor has come. Alex's chest tightened. He had no idea what that meant, but the fear in Rin's eyes told him everything. This wasn't just survival anymore. This was war. The ground shook. Dust rained from the cracked ceiling as the massive ship above the campus lowered, its red lights blazing like a second sun. Alex Carter stood frozen, his makeshift weapon slick in his hands. His chest burned with smoke and fear. But what held him in place wasn't the fire. It wasn't the hunters stalking the ruins. It was the voice, low, metallic, inhuman. It rolled across the night like thunder. Traitor, human, you cannot escape. Alex's blood turned cold. Beside him, Rin's glowing eyes widened in terror. The alien who had faced fire, who had stood against hunters with power and calm, now looked afraid. Alex's voice shook. What is that? Rin's answer was barely a whisper. The Inquisitor, a commander. They don't just kill, they erase. The red glow from the ship burned brighter. And for the first time, Alex saw the outline of the creature descending from it. Taller, broader, armor glowing with violent energy. Each step it took shook the earth. Rin grabbed Alex's arm. We can't fight it. We run. But Alex's legs refused to move. His mind was already asking the question that had haunted him since this night began. Why? Why Earth? Why humans? Why did Rin's people fear them enough to send monsters like this? And the silence in Rin's eyes gave him the answer. It was time for the truth. They stumbled into the ruined science hall. The walls cracked, glass shattered across the floors. Smoke curled through the corridors. Alex collapsed against a desk, his chest heaving, his pipe slipping from his bloody hands. No more half answers, Rin. You tell me now? Why are we being hunted? Why does your empire want us gone? Rin's glowing sphere hovered in his hand, faint and flickering. His eyes met Alex's, heavy with guilt. Because you are not supposed to exist this way. Alex's brow furrowed. What the hell does that mean? Rin's voice lowered. Your planet, Earth, is what we call a Deathworld, a place where fragile life should not survive. The storms, the diseases, the predators, the endless wars. Any other species would have died long ago, But you adapted. You thrived. Every disaster that should have destroyed you only made you stronger. Alex's chest tightened. His mind raced through history plagues, famines, wars. Humanity had nearly destroyed itself countless times. And every time, it had rebuilt. Rin continued. His voice filled with something between awe and sorrow. My people, the Velen, watched your kind for centuries. We saw you suffer, bleed, and rise again. We saw you turn pain into strength, scraps into weapons, chaos into survival. And we realized something terrible, his glowing eyes locked on Alex's. Humanity does not stop. Nothing breaks you, and the galaxy fears what you might become. Alex stared at him, his stomach twisting. His voice cracked. So, that's why you're here? To spy on us? To? Report back. Rin nodded slowly. Yes, that was my task. To observe. To make sure your kind was not yet a threat. Alex's chest burned with anger. And what did you find? Rin hesitated, his voice trembling. I found that the galaxy is right to fear you, but they also misunderstand you. They see only violence. I saw kindness. I saw hope. I saw humans laugh even in despair, fight for strangers, forgive enemies. I began to believe that maybe the galaxy doesn't need to fear you. Maybe it needs you. Alex's throat went dry. For a moment, he didn't know whether to feel proud or betrayed, and now? He asked bitterly. Now, Rin said, his voice heavy. I am a traitor. Because I chose to believe in you. The building shook. The sound of heavy footsteps echoed through the smoke. The Inquisitor was coming closer. Alex grabbed his pipe again, forcing his body to move despite the pain. Then tell me one thing, Rin. If we're so dangerous, why not leave us alone? Rin's glowing eyes dimmed. Because they fear what will happen when the rest of the galaxy learns about you. Fear spreads faster than truth. And the Concordance, the empire that rules the stars, would rather burn Earth to ash than risk seeing you rise. The footsteps grew louder. The red glow filled the hall. The Inquisitor's voice boomed again, vibrating through the walls. Traitor. Human. The end of your species begins tonight. Alex's heart pounded. His grip on the pipe tightened. He whispered under his breath, Not if I can help it. The Inquisitor burst through the far wall, rubble crashing around it. Its massive form filled the hallway, armor glowing red, weapon humming with deadly energy. Alex stumbled back, but Rin stood his ground, the sphere blazing with light. You cannot have him, Rin shouted. The Inquisitor tilted its head, its metallic voice dripping with disdain. You protect the very thing that will destroy the galaxy. Alex's chest burned with fury. He shouted back before he could stop himself. We're not destroying anything. You're the ones killing innocent people. The alien commander's gaze snapped to him. You are proof, a fragile species that should have died, yet you survive. You adapt. You turn ruin into weapons. You are chaos given form. Alex's stomach twisted. The alien's words echoed what Rin had already said. But hearing it from the mouth of his enemy, it cut deeper. Rin raised his sphere. Enough. If you want him, you'll have to kill me first. The Inquisitor's weapon flared, so B.I.T. The blast ripped through the hallway, fire and smoke filling the air. Rin's shield flared, barely holding. He dropped to one knee, blood dripping from his mouth. Alex's body moved before his mind caught up. He charged, swinging the pipe at the Inquisitor's weapon. Sparks exploded as the beam struck it, throwing the alien's aim off. The blast scorched the wall instead of Rin. The Inquisitor roared, swinging its massive arm. Alex flew back, slamming into rubble, pain exploding through his ribs. But he stood again. Somehow he stood again. Rin's glowing eyes widened. Alex, why do you keep standing? Alex's voice was hoarse but steady. Because that's what we do. We don't quit. The Inquisitor paused, almost curious. Its burning gaze studied him. Rin's voice was low, urgent. Do you see, Alex? This is why they fear you. Not your weapons. Not your numbers. But this. that even broken, bleeding, and powerless. You keep fighting. The Concordance calls it danger. I call it something else. Alex's chest heaved. What? Rin's glowing eyes burned brighter. Hope. The Inquisitor raised its weapon again. Then hope will die with you. The blast charged, the red glow flooding the hallway. Rin's sphere flared, but Alex knew it wouldn't be enough. He tightened his grip on the pipe. His body shook, his vision blurred, but his heart blazed. This wasn't just survival. Anymore, this was war, and humanity was ready to show the galaxy what it meant to fight. The night. Sky over the university campus was no longer calm. Alex. Carter stumbled through smoke and rubble, lungs burning, ears ringing. Above him, the mothership blotted out the stars, its red lights crawling like veins across its hull. It didn't just hang in the air. It loomed, heavy and alive, as if the sky itself had been stolen. Every few seconds, a beam of energy rained down. Buildings cracked and burned. Glass melted in its frames. The once familiar dorms and lecture halls turned into shadows of ruin. Alex ducked behind a collapsed wall, clutching his broken pipe. His hands were raw, his ribs screamed, but his heart refused to let go. Beside him, Rin pressed a glowing sphere against the ground. Its light spread in glowing lines crawling across the cracked pavement. His alien face flickered in the shadows, metallic skin shimmering. Eyes blazing like liquid silver. They are scouring, Rin said, his voice tight. The Concordance burns everything. Evidence. Witnesses. Life. Alex's stomach twisted. He thought of the students still trapped, the friends who had no idea what they were running from. He thought of Earth itself. Under a shadow too big to escape, and the truth hit him. This wasn't just about Rin anymore. This was about all of them. The ground trembled again as a dropship slammed into the football field. Grass and dirt exploding into the air. Hunters marched out in formation, their glowing red armor casting eerie light on the smoke. Students scattered, screaming. Some fell, some never got up again. Alex's throat tightened. His fists clenched around the pipe. We can't just hide, Rin. They're slaughtering everyone. Rin's glowing eyes softened, guilt flickering across his alien features. I never wanted this for your people, but it has begun. And it will not stop. Alex turned to him, anger and desperation burning in his voice. Then tell me how we stop them. Rin hesitated. His fear pulsed brighter, veins of light racing outward. If I can disrupt the hunters' link to the mothership, their weapons will falter. But once I try, they will sense me, and they will come. Alex's chest heaved. He looked at the advancing hunters, at the burning campus, at the mothership looming above. His voice came out steady. Then let them come. They moved through the ruins, sticking to shadows. Every corner carried danger, the hiss of energy weapons, the heavy stomp of alien boots, the cries of terrified students. At the library steps, Alex froze. 3 hunters patrolled the plaza, scanning the area with beams of red light. Their weapons hummed like predators waiting to strike. Alex ducked low, heart pounding. His mind screamed at him to stay hidden. But then he saw her, one of the students, trapped behind a toppled statue, sobbing quietly. The hunters turned toward her. Their weapons glowed brighter. Alex's grip tightened on the pipe. His blood boiled. Without waiting, he sprinted forward. The first hunter tilted its head, catching movement. It raised its weapon, but Alex swung the pipe with everything he had. The blow smashed against the weapon, sparks flying. The aliens staggered. The second hunter roared, firing into the ground where Alex had been standing seconds before. He rolled, pain lancing through his side, and struck upward into its joint. The armor cracked, the creature stumbling. The third raised its weapon toward the girl. No. Alex shouted, his voice raw. But before the blast fired, Rin stepped from the shadows, sphere blazing. Blue energy arced across the plaza, striking the hunter and locking its limbs in place. The girl crawled free, sobbing, running into the darkness. Alex swung again, finishing the crippled hunter with a blow to its head. Sparks rained across the ground. His chest heaved, his arms trembled. But he was still standing. Rin's glowing eyes met his, unreadable. This is what the galaxy never understood, Rin said softly. Why you terrify them? You should run. You should hide. But instead, Alex spat blood, lifting the pipe again. We fight. A deep metallic roar echoed across the campus. Alex's blood ran cold. He didn't need Rin's explanation to know what it was. The Inquisitor, Rin's eyes widened. His voice dropped to a whisper. He comes for us. The plaza shook as the massive alien stepped into the light. Taller than the rest, clad in heavy black armor, traced with burning red veins, the Inquisitor carried a weapon that hummed like a storm. Its gaze locked on Rin. Traitor, you have broken the Velen code. Your death will be witnessed by this world. Rin raised his spear. Though his hands trembled, you will not touch him. The Inquisitor tilted its head, then turned its burning eyes on Alex. And you, human. You are the proof. You survive when you should not. You stand when you should fall. The galaxy will not allow you to grow. Alex's jaw tightened. His heart pounded like thunder. He lifted his pipe, defiant, even against the impossible. Then you'll have to stop me yourself. The Inquisitor fired. The beam tore through the plaza, the shockwave hurling Alex to the ground. His ears rang, his vision blurred. Rin's shield held, just barely. Blue light cracked against red, the sphere flickering under the strain. Alex forced himself up, ribs screaming. He grabbed a loose brick, hurling it at the Inquisitor. It struck uselessly against its armor, but it drew its gaze. Over here, you bastard, Alex shouted. The Inquisitor turned, weapon glowing again. Rin's eyes widened. Alex, no. But Alex didn't move. His grip tightened. His body shook. His voice was steady. If humanity scares you, then you haven't seen anything yet. The Inquisitor raised its weapon. Red glow blinding, Rin's sphere blazed, blue light flooding the ruins. The air cracked with tension, the ground trembling under their clash, and Alex Carter, bruised and bleeding, stood defiant in the middle of it. All one human against the weight of an empire. The shadows of the mothership stretched. Across the burning campus, and the first true war for Earth had begun. The campus burned around them. But what froze Alex Carter's blood was not the fire, it was the silence. The mothership still loomed above. Red lights crawling across its belly like veins of blood. Hunters still stalked the campus, their weapons glowing as they searched. But in that moment, all sound faded. No more blasts. No more screams. Just silence. Alex crouched in the shadows of the shattered plaza, gripping his broken pipe, chest heaving. Every muscle in his body screamed for rest, but his heart thudded like a drum in his ears. Beside him, Rin knelt with the sphere floating weakly above his palm. The glow flickered, dim from exhaustion. His silver-blue skin glistened with sweat, his eyes burning faintly like dying embers. Alex whispered, "Why did it stop?" Rin's gaze lifted toward the red sky. His voice was quiet, almost trembling. "Because he is here," Alex swallowed. Who? Rin's jaw tightened. The Inquisitor. A commander. A judge. He hunts traitors, and those who shelter them. As if to answer, a shadow fell across the plaza. Heavy footsteps shook the ground, slow and deliberate, and through the fire walked the Inquisitor. It was larger than the hunters towering, armored in black plates traced with burning red lines. Its helmet was sharp, faceless, its gaze a single slit of molten light. The weapon it carried hummed like a storm trapped in steel. Every step it took cracked the stone beneath its feet. Alex's breath caught in his throat. He had faced hunters before, terrified but alive. But this thing. This wasn't just another soldier, it was execution made flesh. The Inquisitor stopped in the middle of the plaza. Its voice rolled out, metallic and deep, vibrating in Alex's chest. Traitor, human. The verdict is death. Rin forced himself to stand. Though his legs shook, His glowing eyes blazed with defiance. "You will not have him." The Inquisitor tilted its head, almost curious. Then it turned its burning gaze on Alex. "You are the proof. Fragile. Yet you do not break. The galaxy will not allow your kind to grow." Alex's grip tightened on the pipe. His voice cracked, but came out steady. "Then the galaxy can come and try." The Inquisitor raised its weapon. The air hummed with deadly energy. Alex dove as the blast tore through the plaza. The explosion shattered the ground where he had stood, flames and debris flying. His ears rang, his ribs ached, but he forced himself up. Rin thrust the sphere forward. Blue light pulsed outward, colliding with the red beam. The clash sent shockwaves rippling through the plaza, glass shattering in nearby buildings. The Inquisitor pushed harder, its weapon blazing. Rin's shield cracked under the strain. His knees buckled, blood dripping from his mouth. Alex shouted, "Rin!" and swung his pipe at the Inquisitor's weapon. Sparks flew, the weapon jerking off aim just long enough for the shield to hold. The Inquisitor turned its burning gaze to Alex. "Defying the inevitable, this is why you must be." Alex's heart hammered. He couldn't match its strength, but his brain sparked with desperate ideas. He scanned the ruins' broken wires, spilled water from burst pipes, metal shards glowing in the fire. An idea struck. He grabbed a live wire, sparks biting into his skin. He hurled it into the puddle at the Inquisitor's feet. Electricity arced upward, crackling across the alien's armor. The Inquisitor staggered, roaring. Its weapon dimmed for a heartbeat. Rin's eyes widened. "You improvised that in seconds?" Alex's lips bled from a split cut, but he managed a grim smile. "Welcome to Earth." The fight spilled back into the broken dormitory. Flames licked the walls, smoke curling through shattered windows. The Inquisitor crashed through the entrance, its massive form filling the hall. Its weapon hummed again, glowing with building fury. Alex darted through the rubble, lungs burning. He grabbed a fire extinguisher, yanking its pin free. As the Inquisitor turned, Alex sprayed foam across its joints. The white mist hissed against the red glow, slowing its movements. Rin seized the opening. His sphere pulsed, blue lightning racing across the Inquisitor's armor. The alien howled, its weapon flickering. Alex hurled the extinguisher. It struck the alien's chest and exploded in sparks. The Inquisitor staggered but did not fall. Instead, it roared, raising its weapon high. Rin collapsed, the sphere dimming. "I can't hold much longer." Alex stood between them, pipe in hand, chest heaving. His body screamed at him to run, but he stood tall. The Inquisitor lowered its weapon at Alex. Alex's throat was dry, but his voice came out steady, echoing in the ruined hall. "You want the truth? This is it. We don't quit. We don't kneel. If you think we're dangerous now, just wait." The alien paused as if studying him. Then its weapon blazed brighter, charging for a killing strike. Alex's grip on the pipe tightened. His vision blurred, but his heart blazed like fire. "If you want me," he growled. "Then come and take me," the Inquisitor fired. Alex leaped, slamming the pipe into the weapon as the blast erupted. The energy exploded off course, tearing through the ceiling. The entire hall shook as rubble collapsed. The alien staggered, sparks flying from its cracked armor. Rin shouted something in his alien tongue, his sphere blazing one last time. Lightning surged from the sphere, racing through Alex's pipe into the Inquisitor's chest. The alien convulsed, roaring as smoke poured from its armor. For the first time, it dropped to one knee. Alex's chest heaved. His body trembled. He could barely stand, but he raised the pipe again. The Inquisitor looked up, molten light burning in its gaze. Its voice was heavy, wrathful. "You, human, are everything we feared?" It rose again, towering even in its cracked state, weapons sparking back to life. Rin collapsed behind Alex. His sphere dark and Alex Carter, bleeding, broken, armed with nothing but a bent piece of steel, stood between his fallen friend and the galaxy's executioner. The mothership's shadow deepened above, and the war for Earth's future balanced. On a single moment, Alex Carter hit the rubble hard, the breath torn from his chest. Pain burned through his ribs, his arms, his legs. The broken pipe slipped from his hand as dust filled his lungs. The Inquisitor towered above him. Black armor glowing with red cracks of light, its weapon humming like the growl of a storm. One more strike and it would end everything. Beside Alex, Rin lay collapsed, his alien sphere dark, silver-blue skin pale. The Velen's glowing eyes flickered weakly, barely holding on to life. The silence was unbearable. The mothership loomed above the campus like a shadow of doom. Firelight danced across the ruins, making the night feel endless. Alex's body screamed at him to stay down. His mind whispered to give up. But something inside him, something stubborn, something human refused. He coughed blood, forcing himself to his knees. His hand found the broken pipe again. His voice was hoarse but steady. "If I'm going down," he whispered, "I'm taking you with me." The Inquisitor raised its weapon. Red light filled the ruined hall, bright as fire. Alex's eyes darted across the rubble. Broken wires sparked from shattered walls. A puddle of water glistened near the alien's feet, reflecting the red glow. His mind raced. He remembered physics class, late-night experiments, a professor's warning about electricity and water. He didn't need perfect tools. He just needed enough. Gritting his teeth, he grabbed the wire. Sparks burned his hands, but he didn't let go. He jammed the end into the puddle. The spark raced across the water and up the Inquisitor's legs. Blue arcs of electricity danced across its armor. The alien roared, staggering for the first time. Alex's chest heaved. His lips curled into a grim smile. "Not so tough now, huh?" Rin, half-conscious, stared in shock. "Alex, you improvised that. In seconds?" Alex spat blood and smirked. "That's what we do." The Inquisitor steadied itself, fury blazing from its burning slit of an eye. It swung its massive arm. Alex barely dodged, rubble exploding where he had been. He scrambled, ribs screaming, mind working faster than fear. He snatched up a shard of broken metal, gripping it like a dagger. His body shook, but his eyes burned with defiance. "Come on," Alex shouted. "Come and get me." The Inquisitor charged. Alex dove to the side, jamming the shard into a crack in its armor. Sparks burst, smoke curling from the wound. Rin's weak voice rose. This is why they fear you. Not your weapons. Not your strength. But this, you never stop. You turn scraps into survival." The Inquisitor roared, ripping the shard free. Black smoke rising from its armor. Alex picked up another piece of debris, blood dripping down his arm. He smiled through the pain. "Yeah, well, we call that Tuesday." The alien raised its weapon again. Rin, swaying weakly, lifted his sphere. His voice trembled, but the words he spoke in his alien tongue carried power. The sphere pulsed, sending a beam of blue light skyward, piercing through smoke and shadow. Alex blinked, stunned. "What did you just do?" Rin's glowing eyes dimmed, his voice hoarse. "I called for help." Alex coughed. "Help? From who?" Rin met his gaze. "From your own people," the Inquisitor roared, firing. The blast struck the ground where Rin had been. Alex tackled him aside, the explosion tearing the hall apart. Dust choked the air. Flames spread higher, and then the sky answered. Above the campus, the mothership shifted, preparing to unleash more fire. But the clouds tore open. Dozens of new shapes rose from Earth itself, jets, drones, and something else, something Alex had never seen. Sleek, metallic warships, armed with weapons that glowed bright against the night. Alex's chest tightened. His eyes widened. We had these all along?" Rin smiled faintly through blood. "Of course. Humanity was never blind. You hid your strength, waiting for the day the stars came for you." The jets streaked upward, missiles slamming into the mothership. Explosions rippled across its hull, shaking the night. Hunters on the ground faltered, their weapons flickering as the mothership reeled. Alex stood, his pipe in hand, watching with pride. "That's us." That's humanity. The Inquisitor tilted its head back, watching the human fleet rise. Its voice thundered with rage. This planet hid its teeth. The galaxy will burn you for this. It turned its gaze back to Alex, weapon glowing brighter than ever. Alex stood his ground, chest heaving, body broken but unbent. Let them come. We'll be waiting, the alien roared, charging again. Rin pushed himself up, sphere glowing faintly. Alex. Together. Alex raised his pipe. Yeah. Together. The Inquisitor swung its weapon. Alex dodged, slamming the pipe into its arm. Sparks flew. Rin's sphere pulsed, lightning racing down the pipe into the alien's armor. The Inquisitor howled, collapsing to one knee. Alex roared, swinging again and again, every strike fueled by rage, fear, and pride. The alien's armor cracked wider, glowing red leaking out like fire, but it still rose. Unstoppable, weapons sparking back to life. Alex stumbled back, chest heaving, knowing he had nothing left. Rin's sphere blazed one final time. Brighter than fire? His voice thundered in his alien tongue, shaking the ruins. Blue lightning tore into the sky, linking with the human fleet above. For a heartbeat, the night itself seemed to stop. Then the mothership groaned, flames bursting across its hull. The hunters on the ground fell silent, their armor dimming, and the Inquisitor staggered, its weapon failing, its red glow flickering out. The plaza fell quiet. Alex collapsed to his knees, pipe slipping from his hand. His chest heaved, his body barely holding together. Rin staggered beside him, silver blue skin shimmering in the firelight. His glowing eyes softened. Do you see now? He whispered. This is why they fear you. Not because you destroy, but because no matter what comes, you endure. Above them, the mothership still burned, but it had not fallen. It pulled back, rising higher into the clouds. Alex clenched his fists, blood dripping from his knuckles. His voice came out low, fierce. Then this was only round one. The Inquisitor stirred, its voice faint but wrathful. Human, this is only the beginning. And Alex Carter, broken but unbroken, looked up at the burning sky. For once, he whispered. We agree. The campus lay in ruins, but the old dormitory still stood, half collapsed. Its walls scorched black, windows shattered. It was the place where Alex Carter had lived, laughed, and discovered the truth about his alien roommate. Now it was the place he might die, smoke. Curled through the broken halls, the mothership loomed above, its red glow bleeding into every crack. Hunters stalked outside, scanning for survivors. And inside, the silence was thick, too thick. Alex gripped his bent steel pipe, leaning against the wall. His body screamed with pain. His ribs felt like shattered glass, his arms heavy, his lungs raw from smoke. But his eyes burned with fire. Beside him, Rin staggered, his silver-blue skin dim, his sphere glowing faintly like a dying ember. Alex whispered, "Why here?" Rin's glowing eyes scanned the broken hall. His voice was quiet but steady. Because they want to end us where it began. They want to erase the place of discovery. The floor trembled. Dust rained from the ceiling. Heavy footsteps echoed through the dorm. The Inquisitor had come. The doors to the lobby exploded inward. The Inquisitor stepped through, towering black armor, cracked but still blazing with red fire. Its weapon hummed, casting long shadows across the broken walls. Its voice rolled like thunder. Traitor, human. The judgment is final. Alex's heart pounded, but he raised the pipe. His voice was raw, defiant. Yeah, come and make it final. The alien tilted its head, almost amused. Then it raised its weapon. The blast ripped through the lobby, shaking the building. Rin's shield flared, barely holding. The blue light cracked, flickering under the weight of the attack. Alex dove behind rubble, coughing through the smoke. His eyes darted across the ruins, searching. Broken wires, shattered beams, glass, and fire. No weapons, just scraps. But scraps were enough. He grabbed a jagged brick, hurling it at the Inquisitor's head. The alien didn't flinch, but the distraction gave Rin a heartbeat. His sphere pulsed, blue lightning racing into the alien's armor. The Inquisitor roared, staggering a step. Alex leapt from cover, pipe in hand, and slammed it into the alien's weapon. Sparks flew. The beam faltered. The alien backhanded him, sending him crashing into the wall. Pain lanced through his body, but somehow again he stood. Alex's mind sparked with desperate ideas. He spotted a broken fire extinguisher, foam leaking from its side. He snatched it up, spraying the mist across the alien's armor. The hiss of chemical foam cooled the glowing cracks, slowing its movements. "Rin, now," Alex shouted. Rin thrust the sphere forward, lightning arcing into the weakened armor. The Inquisitor convulsed, dropping to one knee. Alex hurled the extinguisher. It struck the alien's chest and exploded, sparks and smoke bursting outward. The Inquisitor roared. Shoving itself upright again, weapon blazing with brighter fury, Rin's body trembled. Blood dripping from his mouth. His sphere flickered, its glow unstable. His voice cracked, but carried strength. "Alex, this is my fight. You must run." Alex turned on him, fury burning in his eyes. "No, not after everything. Not after you chose to stand with us. We do this together." The Inquisitor fired again. The blast ripped through the floor. Alex and Rin dove aside, rubble collapsing behind them. Rin coughed, clutching his chest. His glowing eyes dimmed. "I cannot hold much longer." Alex clenched his fists, his voice raw. "Then we don't hold, we finish it." The Inquisitor advanced, smashing through walls like paper. The dorm shook, ceilings caving. Dust and ash filled the air. Alex staggered back, pipe in hand. He spotted a beam hanging loose from the ceiling. His mind raced an idea forming. He shouted, "Rin! Hit it with lightning when I say." Rin nodded weakly, sphere glowing faintly. Alex charged, swinging the pipe at the beam. The ceiling cracked, rubble raining down. The Inquisitor raised its weapon, distracted by falling stone. "Now," Alex roared. Rin thrust the sphere. Blue lightning surged upwards, striking the beam. The entire ceiling gave way, crashing onto the Inquisitor. The alien roared. Buried under tons of debris, Alex collapsed to his knees, chest heaving, coughing blood. Rin fell beside him, his sphere flickering. For a moment silence returned. The rubble shifted. The Inquisitor rose again, armor cracked, red light blazing from within. Its weapon sparked, but it still stood. Alex's chest tightened. His body screamed at him to stop. But his voice was steady. "You don't get it, do you? You can bury us, break us, burn us. But we'll keep standing. That's who we are." The Inquisitor tilted its head, its voice dripping with disdain. "That is why you must be erased." It raised its weapon for the final strike. Alex stood between the alien and Rin. His hands bled. His legs shook, but he refused to step aside. "If you want him," he growled, "you'll have to go through me." The alien fired. At that exact moment, the sky above split with thunder. Human jets screamed overhead, dropping missiles into the mothership. Explosions rippled across its hull, the red glow flickering. The Inquisitor's weapon faltered, its link to the ship weakening. Alex charged, roaring. He slammed the pipe into the alien's chest, driving it into the crack. Sparks exploded. Rin's sphere flared one last time. Lightning racing through the pipe into the alien's core, the Inquisitor convulsed, roaring with fury. Its armor shattered, red light bleeding out, and then silence. The alien fell, crashing into rubble. Its weapon dimmed, its body still. Alex collapsed beside Rin, chest heaving, pipe slipping from his hand. Above them, the mothership groaned as the human fleet pressed harder, missiles streaking into the sky. Rin, weak but alive, looked at Alex, his glowing eyes softened with something close to pride. "You showed them the truth." Alex stared at the ruined Inquisitor, at the burning sky. His voice was low, filled with fire. No, we just showed them the beginning. The mothership's lights flared one last time, casting the campus in crimson, and Alex Carter realized the war was only starting. The Inquisitor lay broken in the rubble of the dormitory, its black armor cracked, its red light fading like embers in ash. For the first time since the nightmare began, the monster was still. Alex Carter collapsed against the wall, lungs burning, body broken. His hands trembled around the bent pipe, blood dripping onto the floor. Beside him, Rin lay weak, his silver-blue skin pale, his sphere dark at last. His glowing eyes flickered, struggling to stay open. For one breath. The world was silent, but the silence was not peace, because above them, the mothership still burned on. It had not left. Its crimson lights brightened again, stretching across the ruined campus like veins of fire, and with a low, earth-shaking hum, the ship began to charge. Alex's stomach dropped, his throat tightened. It's going to fire on the city. Rin's voice was hoarse, weak, but steady. No, not the city. The planet. They mean to erase Earth. Before Alex could answer, the clouds split with thunder. From the horizon, ships rose not alien, but human. Sleek, angular warships burst into the sky, painted in midnight steel, their engines glowing blue. Massive carriers followed, their decks bristling with missiles and railguns. Alex's eyes widened. His chest heaved. We had these all along? Rin coughed, a faint smile flickering across his face. You think the galaxy was the only one preparing for war? Humanity hit its edge. Waiting, fighter jets screamed overhead, missiles streaking into the mothership. Explosions tore across its hull, shaking the night. Smaller drones swarmed in, slicing through hunters on the ground with surgical precision. The mothership groaned, its crimson glow faltering under the sudden storm. Alex staggered to his feet, staring upward in awe. For the first time he felt something new, not fear, not despair. Pride. The ground trembled as a dozen hunters surged into the dorm ruins, their red armor blazing. Their weapons glowed as they raised them toward Alex and Rin. Alex's chest tightened. He had no strength left to fight. His arms felt like stone, his ribs like glass. But then, from the sky, human drones descended, firing precision blasts that shredded the hunters in seconds. Alex shielded his eyes from the sparks, his jaw dropping. A human voice crackled over the comms, echoing through the chaos. Carter? Civilians? Hold position, we've got you. Alex almost laughed, his chest heaving. For the first time tonight, help had arrived. The mothership fought back, crimson beams tearing through the sky. But humanity's fleet pressed harder, moving with ruthless precision. Carriers launched wave after wave of fighters. Railguns fired, their shells punching holes into the alien ship's armor. Alex stumbled outside, dragging Rin with him. He looked up at the night sky, lit with fire and fury. It wasn't just a battle anymore. It was a storm Earth storm. Rin's glowing eyes widened, awe breaking through his pain. You were never prey. You were predators hiding in plain sight. Alex's lips curled into a grim smile. We call it survival. Behind them, rubble shifted. Alex turned, his stomach sinking. The Inquisitor moved. Its body was broken. Its armor cracked, but its molten eyes still burned. Its voice was faint, filled with wrath. Human. This is not victory. This is the opening act. The galaxy will come. They will burn your world. Alex stepped forward, pipe in hand, though his body trembled. His voice was steady, raw with fire. Then, let them come. Because now, they know what waits for them. The Inquisitor's light flickered once, then died. Its body slumped into silence. Alex dropped the pipe, his chest heaving. The mothership groaned, fire spilling from its hull. Then, with a final roar, it pulled back, retreating into the clouds. Humanity's fleet didn't chase. They hovered in formation, silent guardians against the night. Alex sank to his knees, staring upward. His heart thundered in his chest, not with fear, but with disbelief. He had seen his roommate reveal himself as alien. He had seen hunters tear through his world. He had fought an inquisitor with nothing but scraps and stubbornness, but nothing compared to this. Humanity's hidden fleet rising from the shadows, weapons forged in secret, warships born for a war no one admitted was coming, and a planet that was never as weak as the galaxy believed. Alex whispered to himself, his voice trembling. What I saw tonight, it shook me. Rin leaned against him, weak but alive. His glowing eyes flickered, filled with awe and something close to respect. Alex Carter, he whispered. Do you understand now? Why the galaxy fears you? Alex stared at the burning sky. His hands trembled, but his voice was steady. Yeah, I understand. But they're wrong about one thing. Rin tilted his head. What? Alex clenched his fists. His eyes blazed with defiance. They think fear will stop us. But all it's done is give us a reason to fight. Above them, humanity's fleet spread across the sky, engines glowing like stars. And for the first time, Earth wasn't just a planet in the dark. It was a power the galaxy could no longer ignore. The cums crackled again. Carter, stay where you are. Evac is inbound. This isn't over. Alex's gaze never left the sky. His jaw tightened. His voice came out like a promise. No, it's just beginning. The camera of his, and the memory he would never forget burned into him. The night sky split with warships. The ruins of his campus burned below. His alien roommate, broken but alive, stood at his side. And Alex Carter, once just a student, now stood on the edge of humanity's war for the stars.